To work.
Clash of the unbeatens and totally different styles, just like Mitchell Smith and Arnie Dawson. We've got the aggressive all-action Danny Quartermaine, and this guy, this silky former amateur standout, Royston Barney-Smith, both entering their 15th fight, neither with a loss. Momentum, confidence, skills blending. Who will use tonight to elevate themselves onto the bigger stage? The orthodox man from Leamington Spa in the white and red, and the fast hands of the golden southpaw from Southampton, Royston Barney-Smith. Pull really for that whole area, and he wants to fight at St Mary's alongside Ryan the Piranha Garner maybe next summer. But firstly, he's got to maintain his unbeaten record, and Quartermaine, Barry, is tough.
He is tough, but also he has a little twitchy style to his movement, so he is aggressive, but he's a little bit thoughtful with it, and he's going to need that because he has to close the gap. But Barney-Smith is such a fast and accurate counter puncher, especially that he is going to be difficult to avoid. So you've got to try and get in low, you've got to try and feint all the time, and I think it's going to be difficult for Quartermaine to close that gap.
There's a really, really classy shot I've seen already from Barney-Smith, and it's that counter right hook. He leads with it so well, so he's got to be careful, Quartermaine, that he doesn't get sloppy. He's very smart with the way he brings that left hand back to his chin.
I love the way that Barney-Smith holds his feet and already establishing a rhythm. Fast and just full of class, and young as well. He could be someone that goes a long way in this sport, but Danny Quartermaine is experienced. 28 years of age now, Danny, and he is he's a swashbuckling type of fighter, which is why he sells so many tickets. He's been waiting for this opportunity. Barney-Smith pulled out a couple of times with injuries. Finally, it's been made, and let's hope it's a really good one.
Smith doesn't have to initiate anything because he has the timing and the reflexes just to sit on that back foot, encourage Quartermaine to come over his front foot, and then that right hook's into play, that strong left hand's into play every time. All he needs, Barney-Smith, is the patience and the concentration.
He'll believe he can outbox Quartermaine, but it's easier said than done, and it is over 10 rounds. There's the experience of Quartermaine, just a bit of red marking around the... Yeah.
It's the speed of that lead hand. It is so impressive. The variation in which he throws it really is quick, and that's going to be the issue here for Quartermaine, is how does he nullify that?
How does he get close and rattle off his own combinations?
It needs to feint, be sharp with the feet, lots of head movement, target the body first, work upstairs afterwards.
It's been a very polished start, this, hasn't it, from Royston Barney-Smith, utilising the ring really well, a lovely left hand, and this is why everybody's raving about him on the South Coast. Of 10, we're in the super featherweight division. Danny Quartermaine's IBF and WBO European belts on the line. He's undefeated, one draw. I was there for that. Jack Bateson and Danny Quartermaine clashing heads, nasty cuts. And a shame that was curtailed early in that one, but he's won everything apart from that, and so has Royston Barney-Smith. And his 14 victories, Barry, have been very, very classy. Yeah,
there's no secret that technically he's the better fighter. So, but when you box someone who's technically better than you, you've got to make them rush their work. Now, Quartermaine, before he got caught with that lovely shot at the end of that last round, he was moving his head. That was the right idea, but you have to have thought with it. You can't just move it aimlessly. There has to be a rhythm to it. So you've got to just change the level, bend your legs a little bit, and try and swoon in. And if you come underneath that jab of Barney-Smith, then you're in there to make it uncomfortable for him. But without that, you're just going to walk up the punches, and that's what's happening at the minute.
Body shot from Quartermaine. He'll need more of that to get inside and detonate some of his own artillery. Only 4 knockouts on the record, but he's rough and tough, and he's a hard man, Quartermaine.
Heads coming close together in this one.
And that's what happened, Darren, when he had the draw against Jack Bateson.
Yeah, it was early when it's second round, as you say. So have to be careful there. They were both looking for their rear hands there, and heads do usually come close when that happens. He doesn't look. He needs to be smart on that Quartermaine when he's coming forward. Feint then step. The jab to the body. You can see he's desperate to get close to Barney-Smith. That's important because at range, you can see already that superior of speed is going to be a nightmare for Quartermaine. So yeah, getting close is the key, but you've got to be intelligent with the way that you get there.
Just too readable, isn't it? Too readable, too predictable. I think closing the gap is paramount, but doing it with intelligence and with disguise is what he's going to need to make a foothold in this fight.
Because otherwise, that plays completely into Barney-Smith's hands. You want someone who's going to be reckless and sort of almost predictable with that front foot movement.
And going back to what we said at the start of the first round, he's just got to be patient, hasn't he, Barney-Smith? He sit back and allow Quartermaine to come onto him. But he has the timing and the speed to get his punches off first.
And he's made a very fast start here. Royston Barney-Smith. Quartermaine might have to suck up 3 or 4 of these opening rounds. The hands are just fluent, aren't they? And punches that you don't see coming.
There was something he did there, but Barney-Smith, when Quartermaine got close, he turned that right shoulder, put it right in the centre of his stance. A little bit, I would say no, that would be Terence Crawford, but it was Errol Spence who used to do that. So that shoulder in the centre of his stance just stops you from getting any momentum as you come forward.
Sugar Boy Roy in the gold. Roy smile from Quartermaine, who's been outboxed early here. He knows it. 2 to RBS.
Incredible to think that Joseph Parker was a world champion and Fabio Woodley hadn't even turned pro.
You say Hollywood, there were a few Rockies, weren't there? We could see it again tonight from Big Fabio.
You just can't write him off, can you? When you carry that sort of power in the heavyweight division, anything can happen.
We see Mitchell Smith with a cracking comeback story at lightweight in our first live fight here on DAZN. Second up, it's these two. On the left of your screens, the gold of Royston Barney-Smith, the 21-year-old getting into a fluent rhythm here.
So sharp. He is so sharp, especially with that left hand from the southpaw stance. There's no give and no telling that punch. Comes straight up the shoulder, Darren.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't show anything, and it's surprising Quartermaine. Look, Quartermaine would have known going into this fight how quick Barney-Smith is, but see what you get in there for someone who's got that sort of speed. It kind of fries your brain. It really does, and you're seeing that already. He's trying, isn't he, Quartermaine? But he's just walking onto everything at the minute.
Yep, Frank Warren said this is the big test here for Barney-Smith in his 15th fight, undefeated since he turned pro March 2022. But Quartermaine hasn't lost yet, and he's had 10-rounders before, so he'll believe if he can get those combinations going and try and apply some pressure, just make Barney-Smith uncomfortable. But at the moment, no real sign of it.
And this is good here from Barney-Smith because he's making Quartermaine move around the ring, but still, he's the counter-puncher. Still trying to force Quartermaine to go first.
I'm a fan of that, Barry. You know, when the counter-puncher does it from the centre of the ring. You've always got space behind you. You can make your opponents fall short, can't you, over the front foot, and yeah, you just dominate that space. And he's kind of nullifying the physical strength that you'd feel that Quartermaine has. Look, 28, 7 years his senior, but he looks the boss.
Look at that backhand from the southpaw style, and Quartermaine's not had much experience against the Portsiders. I think only 1 on his professional record. It's a very busy amateur. Danny Quartermaine had almost 90 fights, but well, this guy could be very special, Barney-Smith.
It's not just the speed, his timing's really good. So he has the speed, let the punch go. But again, you very rarely see him overreach or punch over the top of the head, because his timing's really good. He gets you at the right, when you're advancing, he throws the trigger at the right time.
10 seconds to go, and it's been perfect so far from Barney-Smith, whose team, just by us, are totally cool. And he's hurt Quartermaine at the back end of the third, and he's all over the place. And he needs his stool, and Royston Barney-Smith aiming to inflict more damage. Had a couple of stoppage wins at the back end of 2024. He's the WBO Youth Super Featherweight Champion. I tell you what, if he keeps going at this rate, he's going to be picking up the IBF and WBO European belts and maybe many, many more. This left hand to head and to body. I don't think Danny Quartermaine has ever seen anyone like this guy before.
And the problem with Quartermaine, he's trying to do the hardest shot. He's trying to do the right thing by closing the gap because it's root one and his chin's too high, he's not bending his legs. He's just lining himself up for that left hand.
Tyson Fury can't take his eyes off the movement of Royston Barney-Smith. He knows a good fighter when he sees it, and Frank Warren alongside must be thinking, this guy could be gold.
This is class, absolute gold at the minute. Look at these stats here. Power thrown 64, the total punches landed. Absolute landslide for Barney-Smith. Again, he can't miss with that left hand. He's got to be so careful, Quartermaine, the way he approaches Barney-Smith. He's walking onto everything at the minute.
He'll risk it all, Danny Quartermaine. He'll go down on his shield if he has to. But at the moment, it's a case of levels here. Barney-Smith just looks real class.
Controlled, I think is the word. Really controlled. Again, there, he could have went for the finish, and maybe should have, arguably, but he's been so accurate and not rushed his work, and he's just sticking to the plan, just allowing him to walk onto your shots.
That's the exciting thing. There's still gears and levels that he can go through.
Do you know what I think he's doing? He's using this as a showcase on the biggest stage. Live on the zone on Parker Wardley. It's 8 o'clock at night. The world is watching, and he's putting on some show.
But Adam, he knows he's up against a good fighter also, so he knows that if he rushes his work, Quartermaine can make it dirty, he can make it tough. And if he gets back into the fight, it can change the pattern. So he's, again, go back to that thing, disciplined. The structure he's keeping to his work is very, 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 very impressive.
Quartermaine had a grueling 10-rounder against James Cherigi, beat Alex Rat as well, made him retire. He's no slouch, Danny Quartermaine. I've known him a long time, and he's a very spirited warrior.
I'll tell you what, as well, backing off what Barry said there, it's made Barney-Smith raise his game as well. The quality of opponent has made him box better. I mean, you just see him real class from Barney-Smith.
Coming off the back of my 14 bellies.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very good, very good.
Trying Quartermaine, but out of range.
He's going to go, Mike, isn't he?
He will. He's that sort of fighter, Barry. Quick up off his stool, knows he needs to get going. I'm going to bring Carl Frampton in. Carl, I know you love watching classy fighters, and this southpaw, Royston Barney-Smith, how impressed have you been?
I mean, he's impressing me, and I think everybody else sitting here tonight. This is a performance of a mature veteran. How he's controlling the ring, how he's controlling everything. That left hand, he's hardly missing with it. It's so fast and so accurate and sharp. But I like what he's doing with the lead hand. He's just drawing Danny Quartermaine on and teeing him up with that left hand. I think he's looked outstanding tonight, absolutely outstanding.
Couldn't agree with you more. Every round on Carl's unofficial card to Barney-Smith. He had Quartermaine hurt at the end of the third. Still a long way to go, and time for the man from Leamington Spa to try and get back into it, but somehow he's got to disrupt the rhythm and the smoothness, the control that Barry was saying, Darren.
And again, the subtle work, the stuff you don't see to the naked eye, the non-punching activity, which Ben Davison and Lee Wiley and the guys there, they drill into their fighters, you know, unlocking those defensive flaws in the opponent. So impressive. You just watch all the time. There's always feints. He's always trying to draw out that little lead of Quartermaine.
What Quartermaine's doing here, the head movement, just the fidgety movements that I spoke about in the first round, he hasn't done it, but he's doing them now. And that'll just offset the rhythm of Barney-Smith. And allow Quartermaine then just an opportunity just to get close. And when he gets close, you just got to make it dirty and rough.
Yeah, rough him up.
Very good trainer, Edwin Cleary, in that blue corner. Ben Davison just sitting near us as well, watching their men go to work. Quartermaine trying desperately. whipping in that left hand.
I mentioned discipline a couple of rounds ago for Barney-Smith, and it was almost as if there's a lot of twitchy movements, as Barry said. It's almost as if he's trying to draw Barney-Smith in. Barney-Smith is not taking any of it. He won't take the bait. And that's the discipline.
Yeah, he won't fall off with that right hook there, Barney-Smith. Quartermaine just got to stay low. I mean, you're risking getting caught with an uppercut, but it's harder to land with an uppercut than it is land with a straight shot. So you take the educated risk and you go forward from a low angle always.
You're being dirty. I'm not a fucking idiot. You can lose points. You don't need to lose points. You understand me? You can tide it up.
Yeah, warning him for the use of the shoulder, and Marcus is right. He doesn't need to lose any points here, Danny. And he's trying so hard, and you feel for him, but he's in with a guy in Royston Barney-Smith, who is looking very, very good. They must be so pleased with the 21-year-old Royston Barney-Smith. They're the team that's behind Fabio Wardley. So what a start to the night this will be if RBS can continue the dominance here against Danny Quartermaine. IBF and WBO European titles in the 9'4" super featherweight division. Are we looking, Darren, at a real superstar coming out of Southampton?
Well, stylistically, he's got it all. He really has. There's going to be tougher tests, and that's no disrespect to Quartermaine. If he gets through this, which he's looking like he will, the levels of opposition are going to increase. But so far, look, I always feel that speed is so important, and he's got it in abundance.
Former England international. A wry smile. I was chatting to his brother, who's like a doppelganger for RBS, and his dad at the weigh-in, and they had a huge amount of support.
I'll go back to that as well, sorry, with levels. Danny Quartermaine is a very good fighter, very, very good fighter, but he's just made to look average here.
Well, he is. He's won 13 of 14 with a 1 draw. He's done everything asked of him so far, Quartermaine.
And he's tucked it out in fights as well, so, you know, we can't write him off yet, though, you know, he is a mile behind. But when you know you've got a real class fighter, which he's showing right now with Barney-Smith, is when they can still stay safe, but they can up the pace. I mean, that's what you want to see now. He's doing everything right. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to change anything to win this fight quite comfortable, you would feel. But if he can increase the pace and the pressure, then you know you've got a superstar.
Don't hold him. Let go of him.
Marcus tidying things up. It'll just be interesting to see if Royston Barney-Smith can keep this pace up through the 10 rounds, because Quartermaine, although he was hurt at the end of the third, is still there and still trying hard.
And this is Danny Quartermaine's 5th, 10th rounder. This is the first for Barney-Smith.
But he hasn't. But Barney-Smith is controlling the pace. That's the difference. I mean, it's Quartermaine is having to do all the work here. He's waiting. Everything's at his pace, at his timing. All the exchanges are when he decides to exchange.
And they're talking in that blue corner. They're going to have to push the button. He's going to have to get really reckless, Quartermaine, in the last 3 or 4 rounds to try and disrupt this.
It's a horrible place to be, though, where you're trying to do what works for you and it doesn't work, and you have to try and adapt. It's a difficult place to be for any fighter when that happens. You're doing things that normally work, increasing the pace, trying to get low, trying to push him back. But he's catching you coming in, he's tying you up, turning you around, and catching you as you retreat.
Yeah, not only are you missing, you're getting countered.
Yeah.
Frustrating night for Dennis tonight. The way he's been in and out of range, feinting and delivering from that southpaw style.
It's fractions as well. When you look at the footwork, it's just half a step, just enough to make the shot, avoid the shot, sorry, then he can fire back.
One more, says Marcus McDonald. He's been in with the shoulder, the head this time. Poor Danny Quartermaine.
But even that's good from Barney-Smith. I mean, he's playing the game. He is getting caught with the head, but he's over-exaggerating it, and he's making sure the referee sees it clear. Nice shot. I mean, every time Quartermaine takes a step, Smith is lining him up for something, whether it's the right hook or a straight left hand, he's lining him up for a shot every time he moves.
Part of that Sam Noakes sparring was quite something. Noakes in tip-top shape and honing in on the 22nd of November, and I know RoystonBarney-Smith has really helped him. Just out of range there.
Stop boxing! Stop boxing! Stop boxing! Stop boxing!
He's out of range, but it's fine because he lands with the left hand. The right hand's almost a free shot. He can try chopping down with it. He got so much time to try things out now.
Darren, I like his concentration from the opening bell tonight. RoystonBarney-Smith, he went out and he set the pace and he set the tempo and he's delivered the punches round after round.
Yeah, of course, that was where complacency can kick in when you're having everything your own way. So still only 21, and to keep that discipline, that composure, very impressive. Lovely left uppercut there. And Quartermaine doing the right thing, as you said, Barry, trying to get low, trying to, you know, get to the body, get close, but that threat is always the uppercuts through the middle.
And you're asking him what to do, you're asking him to be brave. And he is a brave fighter, but it's easy to say it, and who knows, like to do it. But go back to Barney-Smith, because this is the guy who's controlling everything. And Darren, you know this as much as anybody, to keep that concentration for every second and every minute and every round. That tires you out. And also to do it now is such a learning tool when you go up the levels, if you do go up the levels, just to be able to concentrate and in high pressure situations.
Great movement, and that wonderful left hand, sweet again, and a nod from Tyson Fury opposite us. Danny Quartermaine, I think he's going to get a point taken off. You've got to feel for the man from Leamington Spa. He just is finding this such a tricky assignment, and as Barry said, he's a very good fighter, and he's in danger of not only losing his unbeaten record, but losing every round here to this exquisite RoystonBarney-Smith, who has taken the main event. Carl, it's a beautiful performance, isn't it, from RoystonBarney-Smith?
That's a fair way to describe it, Adam. He's been in control from start to finish. We're coming into round 8 now. He's so relaxed. He doesn't look like he's blowing at all. And that's because Barry's been talking about. He's been controlling the centre of the ring so much. When we see him on the ropes, he's very smart. He ties Quartermaine up and doesn't allow him to work. And you can see how frustrated Quartermaine's getting. But Barney-Smith is just in complete control here. I think this is there's always been a lot of potential about this kid, but this is now a performance that I think people will really step up and take notice of him.
He's been out since April as well, boxing Cesar Ignacio Paredes. That was just a 6-rounder. So to come in here for his first 10, and look at that with a left hand again. You wonder whether he could even up the tempo here and try and force the stoppage late.
Do you know what? I don't even think he needs to. You know, I would just eliminate the risk, get the job done. He's looked so impressive. It's going to be a shutout victory. I personally, as a fan, you want to see those epic finishes. But, you know, if I was Ben Davison, etc., I would just get this job done because it's been so impressive anyway.
Well, arguably, you'd be thinking you might get the stoppage because Quartermaine's going to try harder now to try and do something in the last few rounds. And then he might walk under shots, so just bide your time and wait for him. The good thing about this performance, and what Carl was alluding to, it's like a stand-up performance. At this division, worldwide but domestically especially, you have so many good fighters and so many really good matches to make with this guy.
Carl, I want to bring you back in. Do you think it would be the polish just to... Danny Quartermaine's unbeaten and never been ever look like he's going to be stopped. Would you like to see RBS go up through the gears now?
Not necessarily. I don't think he needs to change anything. I mean, he could try to change things a bit and go through the gears and get clipped or hit with a head or anything. So I think just doing what you're doing, and I think there's a chance that he could stop him because that left hand is so accurate, and because Danny Quartermaine has been hit by it so much. I mean, one of them could land. We've seen him hurt him already with it. So I think that the team, Ben Davison and the team, will be saying, just keep doing what you're doing. He's looking $1 million here tonight.
I'll tell you what, Adam, as well, complacency can kick in the other side, where Quartermaine's he's shifted an awful lot of those left hands. He might start thinking, you know, I can take these shots now. It only takes one to land on that sweet point, and it can all be over.
Sorry, Darren. You've got to think what the corner are going to be telling the Quartermaine. You know, they're going to listen. You've got to go for it now. You've got to try and get to him. I mean, that's the only way he's going to win, if he gets by a stoppage or a few knocks. Well, by stoppage, isn't it? So, with that, him trying to go forward, he might walk onto a punch, as Darren and Cal have been alluding to.
We mentioned Fabio Wardley, part of the Ben Davison stable. There's another one here tonight who'll be absolutely delighted with his stablemate RBS. Moses Itauma is somewhere around here with Annie. Moses is absolutely right. He's stepped up and he's performed brilliantly tonight. Royston Barney-Smith. Pat McCormack as well in that gym, who's looking $1 million. What is it about the Ben Davison magic touch?
Just a great team, isn't it? You know, they cover all bases. The video analysis, the camaraderie between the team. Success breeds success. Yeah, Lee Wiley. They're just on point. Barry as well. He's a great addition.
Barry lives and breathes it, doesn't it? Lee does all the studying and is the sort of quiet one behind the scenes, and Ben guides him through as Barney-Smith again lands a combination.
Again, Quartermaine trying to get close, but that chest going over the front foot, and sharp counters there from Barney-Smith, who's just been, the concentration has been fantastic, that really has. Hasn't rushed anything, has he?
No, light on his toes as well, late on in the ninth, further than he's been before. Danny Quartermaine, in over 5.5 years of being a pro boxer and nearly 100 amateur fights, I don't think he's ever seen anyone quite as good as this guy. RBS, Frank Warren must be licking his lips tonight over there at what this guy could possibly achieve.
Well, you got a knack, haven't he? You know, he's already got some of the good super featherweights, of course, you know, and then just got another fighter coming right behind him. Southampton as well, you know, that sort of region, just to build maybe a big fight down the line.
Heads again. Been a couple of times in this round already.
Time out. Twice you've done anyway. Don't keep calling me sir. You're doing that.
He's already had a point taken off Danny Quartermaine.
Don't keep calling me sir.
Yeah.
Just a frustrating night. And you really feel for him and his big support that have come down from the wonderful town of Leamington inside the last minute. And it's the South Coast boys, isn't it? Ryan Garner, and now this guy, Royston Barney-Smith.
There's no distance where Quartermaine's safe. That's what's been the hard for him tonight. Whether he's close, at range, way out the distance, he can always get caught with a shot. And that's what's really closing down and made him look quite ordinary tonight. It's just been the brilliance, I think, of Barney-Smith.
In first gear.
It's an incredibly mature and sweet performance, this, from Royston Barney-Smith, who's laid out a marker, really, for all the other super featherweights. And as Barry says, it's stacked domestically. And there will be other tests ahead. But Danny Quartermaine, it was a 60-40 split on the fan zone before this.
Yeah, well, that's because Quartermaine has shown how tough he is, how he can drag you into his fight, make a war with intelligence, not just grit. But tonight he's coming against a guy who's so clever, so focused.
But Royston Barney-Smith, Sugar Boy Roy, has been at a different level tonight. The IBF and WBO European belts are going to the South Coast in 2 minutes and 50, unless Quartermaine finds something from somewhere, and he'll keep trying.
He will, but with that, will he walk out to more punishment? I think that's what I think the corner from Barney-Smith would have been saying that. So again, just let him walk on the shots now.
He's kept his shape for every second of this fight, Barney-Smith. Look at the base, the balance that he has. Never got sloppy or lazy with his footwork.
I think his balance, his foot movement, his countering shots, the speed, everything. Composure, And as Ben Davison said, in between rounds, don't change anything.
Exactly what I was saying. Like, you know, everyone wants to see a dramatic finish, you know, when you're watching two compete. But when it's working like this, you know, this is a masterclass. He's boxing fantastic. You know, these are valuable rounds in the bank. His first 10-rounder, just more of the same.
You've got to give Quartermaine his credit, though, because he hasn't really been hurt, except for that in the early run when he got really shook with two really good shots. He's absorbed everything, to be fair.
He was really
he's had no choice, to be honest, but I mean, he hasn't looked hurt and he's trying to push forward.
Really, really excited about this beforehand, Danny Quartermaine. He trained long and hard, and he'll be really disappointed, but he's giving it everything, and he can come back, of course.
Look, it's sport. You know, you win some, you lose some. He's just come up against the better fighter. He can come back. There's talent there. But it's so intriguing, Barrett, to see where Barney-Smith can go to.
See, I think Quartermaine's looked quite route one and quite predictable. That's what he's looked. But I think that's what Barney-Smith has made him look. I think that's the secret here.
Good shot there from Barney-Smith. Down he goes, gets a count as well to add to the nightmare. And Royston Barney-Smith has been punch perfect tonight. There's not just one southpaw in the Ben Davison, Jim Moses Atauma. Here's another who's a sweet super featherweight, and he's going places, guys.
Yeah, he is. That knockdown there, and he sort of half threw himself on the floor, but then a nice little clipping shot there from Barney-Smith. Oh, this has been a really, really good to watch as well.
Etched in concentration from the opening second of the first round to the last 10 of the 10th. He ticks off this as his longest fight. They're clapping in the corner. Royston Barney-Smith, take a bow. You have been absolutely out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Mateo Montella scores it 98-90. And both judges, Alexander Plumins and Phil Edwards, are in agreement. They both scored the same, 100-88. All for your winner by unanimous decision and new IBF and WBO European Super Featherweight Champion, Sugar Boy Royston Barney-Smith.